Hello everyone and welcome to the 8th round of the DTM Offline Championship. I am George Oak, your commentator for this race, and I am back after a long break. Now last race, the winner of the 7th round of the season was Adam Federy, who won the race he won his first race of the season, having only taken 1 point before. But the battle at the top will be interesting, as the championship battle seems to be between, at the moment, Renz Jans and Levente Dorbos, and we are here at the TT Circuit Assen, or Assen Circuit if you just call it, in Holland. It was originally going to be the Zandvoort Circuit, but due to problems there, we've now moved over to Assen. So this is going to be an interesting race. Assen, which is known for its races in MotoGP, hosts the MotoGP races, and it's hosted the Champ Car World Series. It's hosted a number of numerous events over the years. This is the first time in any of the offline championship races that it's here. So anyway, here is the grid. So Julius Anderson is on pole. First pole of the season for Renjan second, Joel Dyer in third, with Richard Johnson fourth, Nelson Mondeu, I think that's how I say it right, replacing Nitu, Summers in sixth, Jimmy Goldsmith 7th, Blaga 8th, Pareto 9th, Clayton 10th, Hakim Salman 11th, Chris Brown in 12th, Jordan Warren in 13th, with Levente Dorbos, the championship leader, in 14th, Victor Ibobo in 15th, Federy, last week's winner, in 16th, Jonathan Kloskwe in 17th, with Arta 18th, Vidrine 19th, and Petra Muka 20th, with Azul Zafri and Alexander Zemsik on the back row of the grid. So it's going to be 40 laps around this circuit. But on the grid with Anderson, his first pole position of the season, Renz Jans in second place. We're about to get underway, 40 laps around this circuit. The lights are coming on. We now have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And the lights are out and away we go. And who's going to get a good start to turn one? Is it going to be Anderson, or is it going to be Renz Jans? But Jans has not got a good start. Dyer's moved up into second place. Anderson's got a great start as they head towards the first section of corners, and it's side by side, and Dyer's trying to take the lead, but he's on the wrong side, and Anderson keeps it as they head through the fast section of corners, the first section of the track. Anderson leads, but Dyer is right behind him. Jans is still behind him, but not a good start for Renz Jans. He unfortunately got mugged by Dyer on the start. Dyer himself made a fantastic start. As we go through the field, there's Zemsik. Muka's dropped to the back, so Zemsik's made a good start. So anyway, we're going to go back to the start and have a look what happened. So here we are, on board with Renz Jans, and it's clear to see that he just didn't get a good start. So as the lights go away, he just seemed to just bog down a little bit there, and unfortunately it just gave Dyer a chance to slip through. I'd be interested to see if they show it from Dyer's point of view, because I'd like to see this, because he made an absolutely amazing start, but he got into second place, but Jans at least kept third, so he hasn't lost too much. So are we going to see it from his point of view? And it looks like we are, although we're going to go on board with Azul Zafri right at the back. So let's see how his start went. So he was dropped into last place behind Petra Muka, so he's 21st behind Muka and Zemsik. So Zemsik managed to nip through there, and Zafri got kind of mugged there, but they all slowly made it through. But then Zafri made it back past Petra Muka and took 21st place, the penultimate place on the grid. So now we're going to go on board from the start from Levente Dorbos' point of view, who started in 14th place. Let's see how the start went for the Hungarian driver. So let's see. So the lights go out, and does he drop any position? So he seems to make a pretty decent start, and he keeps 14th place, but it looks like does he get overtaken? No, he doesn't. And oh, Dorbos, look at that. He managed to gain a few positions. He goes past Clayton as well in 13th. So Dorbos managed to gain himself 2 positions there. So that's good for him in the championship. And as we go back to the action, Anderson still leads. Jans in third. Dyer's in second. And so far we've managed to avoid any incidents. They're coming into the hairpin. This track is certainly very fast and very flowing, as they're on board from the back of Renz Jans, as seems to be a bit of side-by-side action. It looks like between Summers and Johnson, I think it is, as Dyer's trying to make a move for the lead. Past, and I think he's got the lead, has he? And it's still side-by-side, but he has got the lead. He's taken the lead from Anderson. Great start by Dyer, and he takes the lead. So he was right behind him there, and he does a little dummy there and overtakes Anderson. Fantastic move from Joel Dyer. He gets past Anderson, well and truly mugged him there. He was not expecting that at all. Great move there from Joel Dyer, a great start, and he leads round 8 at Assen. As we go through the order, there's Dorbos, I think he moved up to 11th. There's Federy Vidrina in 19th place, or he's up to 18th, battling with Vidrina. last week's winner, so not a good start for him. Zafri in 21st and Mika in 22nd. We're on board with Renz Jans, who's right behind these two up front. So they head through the right-hander. They're heading towards the last section of the lap. There's Clayton in 13th place. There's Kloskwe behind him. There's Zemsik, Zafri, and Muka at the back. They all seem to be falling away a bit. And oh, there looks like to be a bit of contact there. Oh my goodness me, what happened there? But Dyer kept the lead, but Jans has taken second place. So what happened there? So Dyer was getting overtaken, and there was contact between him and Anderson. You can see there was a very slight bit of contact, and somehow they managed to get away with it. So Dyer did go wide going into the corner, and Renz Jans almost went into the back of Dyer there. Very, very close, but that was some racing. It's going very, very fast. Look at the speed the cars are going. It's unbelievable. And amazingly, Renz Jans manages to avoid it. Look how close it was. He has to brake, go down to 4th gear, and get past. But he's made it into second place, so that is what matters for him. But what a dramatic start to the race here. You can see once again contact. So I mean, I don't really know who's to blame for that, but I mean they're still in the race, so that's the most important thing. But Jans had to take some avoiding action, otherwise he was going to go right into the back of Anderson. So Anderson has dropped down to 3rd as they come through the final chicane onto the straight, and Dyer leads the first lap of the Grand Prix, but Jans is coming right back in. He's got the slipstream, but he can't quite get through. He holds him off there. And as they head through, we're now on lap 2, so what a race this has been so far. Will this continue for the rest of it? But Anderson's already fallen away. Now into the pits comes Richard Johnson, and Zemsik is in the pits as well behind. Let's see where he comes out. So he comes out 21st. Zemsik, who is right at the back, he'll be in last place as he comes out. So Zemsik not doing as well as his teammate Anderson, who took pole position, his first pole position of the season for Anderson. As Dyer still leads, but Jans is still right behind him, and Anderson, there he is, in 3rd place, all on his own. Fortunately, he's not been able to keep up with Jans or Dyer up front as they come through. There's Molyneux in the Romanian driver who replaced Valentine Nitu. I see we're on board with Dyer, but here comes Renz Jans. Is he going to make a move on the inside? It's side by side, and unfortunately, Renz Jans can't quite make the move stick. As now into the pits comes Joel Dyer for his first pit stop of the race. So it looks like he's going for the 2-stop as he comes in, and it looks like there's going to be a whole number of drivers in. So who else is going to come into the pits? That will be very interesting. As Summers there sets the fastest lap of the race, and it looks like Mondailu, I think that's how you say the name, apologise if I pronounce it wrong. But he's had to wait Mondailu, and he's had to wait for 2 cars, it looks like, as he's to come out the pits. I'm not sure, but he certainly had to wait, and that's going to affect him in the race. Brown's in the pits as well, Kloskwe's in the pits as well. A lot of drivers in the pits, and Kloskwe comes out in 21st place. Now into the pits comes Summers, and let's see how quick this stop will be from the Scotsman. So they put the tyres on, they put a bit of the fuel in. Let's see how quick it is. 6.8, so quite quick as he comes out. And now Vedrina is in the pits. Let's see how quick this stop is. There's a whole number of drivers. It looks like, I think that was Brown behind him, and Worrell's in the pits as well. So Vedrina comes out, and Federer's in the pits. Whole host of drivers here. As you can see, Renz Jans sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:36.5, showing the speed that he has in that car. And there was more contact there. Oh my goodness me. Who was that? I don't know who that was, but that was Blaga was involved in that. Who else was it behind him? I'm not quite sure, but wow, that was scary. There's already been a lot of action there, so it just didn't look like the move was on there. I don't know who that was, but it was a very, very risky move, and once again they got away with it. And it was Levente Dobos it was. As now Hakim Sam comes into the pits for his first stop of the race. Looks like they're all going for the 2-stop here. And he comes in. See how quick this stop will be from his crew. And Clayton also is in the pits behind him, as you just saw on the graphic. So how quick will this stop be? 4.9. Very, very quick there from the crew as Mondaleu goes past. And now Azul Zafri is in the pits as well. And it looks like, is that Goldsmith behind? I'm not sure. But Clayton's just coming out the pits. Zafri, which is going to be at the back of the grid, and that was actually John Arter who was in the pits. Now Renz Jans, the leader, comes into the pits, so that will be very, very interesting to see. So Jans comes into the pits. Will he get in front of Dyer? So Dyer obviously made a stop on lap 11. Will that help him get out in front of Jans? Or will the undercut help? Or will the overcut from Jans? Will that work? As now Anderson, the 3rd place, comes in the pits. So Victor Prado comes in as well behind. And Renz Jans does come out in 2nd, and Levente Dobos goes into the lead. But I don't believe he's stopped yet, has he? I don't remember him stopping, I'm not sure. And he might have stopped earlier on, I'm not quite sure, unless I've forgotten, but Jans crucially has come out ahead of Dyer, and you can see Dobos has not stopped yet, but most importantly for Jans, he's come out ahead of Dyer, and now Leventi Dobos finally does come into the pits, so it looks like he's probably going to go for the one stop, as we're now on lap 20, we're halfway through this race. So Leventi Dobos comes in, so will this one stop strategy work out for Dobos? We will see. So he comes in, let's see how quick this stop will be. 6.8 second stop, so relatively quick. Where will he come out? That will be the most interesting thing. Let's see if this worked out well for Dobos. And it seems to have. He's come out. Oh, has he just come out ahead of these drivers? And yes, he has. He's come out in 6th place. Big win there for Dobos. He's just come out ahead of Johnson behind. He really needed that, because now he'll be on the fresher tyres, but he's got a whole host of cars behind him. So that was crucial for Dobos to get out in front there. So that could work out to his advantage come the end of the race. So we will see what happens. But that could be a very interesting strategy. I think the other drivers will have to watch out and see, because that one stop might have worked for Dobos there. We don't know. And there's a yellow flag out, and what has happened? And there's a car event. Oh, it's Summers is off. And Summers has retired from the race, and oh, you can see he just goes way wide coming through the right under there, and he goes right into the wall, and he loses his front right wheel. And that is Summers, Scotsman, unfortunately out of this race. How disappointing. He was having a really good race. He was running in the top 4, but now it's given 4th to Victor Prado behind. And you can see Jans has got a 6-second lead over Dyer, who's 3 seconds ahead of Anderson behind in 3rd. Unfortunately there for Summers, but he's out of the race, so now Hakim Sam comes in for his 2nd stop of the race. See how quick this stop will be. And Goldsmith is in the pits behind, and also Clayton is as well. So Sam comes in. Will he come out in front of the drivers behind? There's also one that just come in, John Arthur has just come in the pits. And Muka's also in the pits as well. So out the pits comes John Arthur, and Clayton just goes out ahead. So Jans might lap these guys in a minute if they're not careful, but we will see. As into the pits now comes Blaga, the Romanian driver. Blaga, who's had a decent season so far, and let's see where he will come out. So far, yet to win a race this season, Blaga, but so far there have been 7 different winners. Will there be 8 today? That will be the most interesting thing. But Blaga comes out in 17th place. Now, Rens Jans, the leader, comes into the pits. Now, this is going to be very interesting. So, Dyer, who's fallen a fair bit behind, I don't think this will make much of a difference. Jans, but I think Dyer's come into the pits as well, and yes he has, so Dyer is coming to the pits. Anderson will take the lead temporarily as Dobos is coming in 4th, so Dobos, will he make another pit stop? That will be very interesting, because he made it to halfway, but as you can see, it'll be very interesting. What's happened here? So, was the team ready for Dyer? I don't know, actually. It looked like the team weren't ready for Dyer. They held him up a long time, and that could affect Dyer come the end of the race. That is not very good from the crew. I don't know what was going on there. They just for some reason held a few seconds, and he didn't go in. He didn't have any problems, so I don't know what was going on there from the pit crew, and that could affect Dyer's chances of 2nd place. That could give a chance to Leventi Dobos or even Victor Prado, the Spanish driver. But oh dear, Dyer's not going to be happy with that at all. And if he had any chance of winning the race now, it has completely vanished. A 12.8 second stop from the crew, and that is not good at all. Now Victor Bobo comes into the pits. Let's see how quick this stop will be for him. Bobo, who is the reserve driver at Mercedes in the GP4 Offline Championship, and is very interested in the seat for next year. Although he didn't show it at the season before at Toro Rosso, so is now Kloskwa's in the pits as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they think of him, Mercedes, in this series. Now Anderson comes into the pits for the final time, lap 29, as Mondeleu comes into the pits, and he comes in. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is Mondalu. I think it's Mondalu. I think that's how you pronounce it. I said. If any of you guys know how to pronounce that, then I'd very much appreciate it. As Chris Brown's in the pits, Zafri's in the pits. Only one retirement so far in this race, as now Johnson comes up just behind Zafri there. Nearly a collision there, but fortunately none. So Zafri comes in. Let's see how quick this stop is. 5.3, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to be right at the back. Now Vedrina comes into the pit, so Jans still leads. So Dobos is in 2nd place, so that one-stop strategy did work out for him very well. So well done to Dobos there. That could be crucial for the Drivers' Championship. with this second place. He's currently leading the standings. Now Zemsik's in the pits, Federer's in the pits as well behind. A lot more, they always come in on the same lap, a lot of these drivers, but yeah, but as you can see, Jans has got a massive lead over Dorbos in second, with Prado third, Anderson fourth, and Dyer in fifth, as there's Jans, who sets the fastest lap of the race, just to confirm that. Wow, what pace that is from him. As now we've got a battle, as we're on the last lap of the race, between Vidrina and not sure who he was, but he's just moved up a position, Vidrina. And it was Kloskwe, who he overtook, just got the slipstream, and he managed to take the place. A lot of overtaking so far in this race. A very, very good track for overtaking this. I mean, they could use this in F1 to make the action better, considering what the Russian Grand Prix was like. Ugh, it's so boring. Anyway, as we look through the field, there's John Arthur in 21st, but here is your race leader, Rens Jans. He's dominated this race. He took the lead early on from Dyer, and he showed no signs of slowing down. He took it, and he's got a huge lead over Leventi Dorbos. And what helped Jans with this comfortable victory is that Dyer, for some reason, got held up in the pits by his crew. I don't know what was going on there, but I don't think he probably still would have caught Jans just on this pace, as Jans is coming through. So Prado will be in third place, Dorbos will be in second. That will be good for him in the championship. Jans, who is a title contender himself, will really have wanted this victory. It will mean that it will be 8 different winners from 8 races, which is pretty insane. I mean, as I said, you wouldn't ever get that in Formula 1 this year, especially. You'd get the same team winning over and over again. But in the DTM, I know it's a different series, but still, you get a variety of manufacturers actually winning the race. But anyway, here is Rens Jans. He's about to come through the final chicane, and Rens Jans is set to take his first race win of the season. And Rens Jans wins round 8 of the season at Assen. Congratulations to him in 1 hour and 5 minutes, so a very long race. As now here comes Leventi Dorbos, who is going to take second place. A big result for him in the championship, but crucially the one-stop strategy for him. I think the only person to actually try the one-stop strategy, it worked crucially, so that is very, very good for him as he's coming through the final chicane, and Leventi Dorbos comes across the line and he takes second place, and Victor Prado comes across in third. So that is the podium there, and now we will come and see the rest of the order. So in fourth place is going to be Anderson, the pole sitter. Fifth is Dyer. Mondailu is set to take sixth place as he comes through. So he gets a sixth place. Not a bad showing there from him. Chris Brown will get seventh, and Hakim Sam will get the final point in eighth. Victor Aboba will just miss out in ninth. Blaga is going to be in 10th, unless he can just hold on from the 2 cars behind him as he comes through the final chicane. And it looks like he does so, so he gets 10th place. Johnson will just hold off Zemsik for 12th. Goldsmith is set to come home in 13th. Worrell is in 14th, but he's got a couple of cars also behind him as well. Goldsmith comes 13th. Worrell is 14th. He'll just come ahead of the 3 cars behind him. It just went way too quick for my eyes. Yuko comes home in 19th, just holding off Zafari, and Arta comes home in 21st. But as I said, there is your race winner, Rens Jans. It means it's 8 different winners from 8 races. So here are the full race results, with Jans first, Dover second, Prado third, Anderson fourth, Dyer fifth, Mondelez sixth, Brown 7th, Sam 8th, Bobo 9th, Balaga 10th, Johnson 11th, Zemsik 12th, Goldsmith 13th, Worrell 14th, Federer 15th, Vidrina 16th, Kloskwe 17th, Clayton 18th, Muka 19th, Zafari 20th, John Arthur 21st, with Summers obviously retiring with the crash. And the fastest lap of the race was set by Rens Jans, dominated this race with a 1:36.093 on lap 36. A lot of 3s and 6s in that one. But there we go. So that is your race winner. So that was quite a good race. So Rens Jans is going to close up on Leventi Dorbos in the championship table by a significant margin, but Leventi Dorbos, I believe, is set to keep the points lead. But anyway, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the race. Don't forget to vote for your driver of the day and give the race a rating out of 10. I know I usually don't do that for this series, but you can do that if you want. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And actually, here are the point standings now, so let's go through them quickly. So Leventi Dorbos leads, Jans is second, Dyer is in third, Muka fourth, Prado fifth, Ebo is 6th, Summers 7th, Arta 8th, Warren 9th, Johnson 10th, and there is the rest of the order. I won't bother going through them. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you for the next round of the series, which is round 9 at Spa. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will see you there. Goodbye.